So Dose of Colors just dropped a couple new palettes. Dose of Colors is just a really consistent brand. Like, I've had a few of their palettes for years, and these two palettes that they just dropped recently, if I don't drop it, the Cutting Edge and Smokey Soirée. These two palettes are new for them in the sense that, yeah, they're new palettes, but then they're also the first palettes where Dose of Colors has mixed mattes with shimmers. And they're just really, really pretty palettes. Let me show you. So this first one is Cutting Edge. Let me put this over so you can actually see it. So this one's Cutting Edge. I like this one a lot. I love the greens. I'll insert swatches and talk about that in just a second. But this is Cutting Edge, which is much grungier, which I actually like. They all come with a brush too. Just take it out because they fall out. And then the second one they came out with is called Smokey Soirée. If I said that right. This one is nice. Really, really pretty palette. So yeah, let me just give you a little bit of deets on these palettes and we'll jump into the look with one of them. Alright you guys, so just a little bit about these palettes. I'm looking down because I took a little bit of notes. I want to give you guys all of the information. So all of their palettes, these included, are cruelty-free, talc, paraben, and gluten-free. These two, like I said, are the first two that have a mix of mattes and shimmers, and their mattes are just really, really rich and pigmented and super blendable. All of their palettes that I've gotten actually are that way too. And the shimmers, which are new, are packed with multi-dimensional reflex, and as with any shimmer, if you apply it with your finger, you're going to get a way more intense color payoff. So yeah, those are the basic deets on them. Alright, so I'm going to jump into the swatches. Okay, so the first palette, Cutting Edge, the first color you see is Edgy, which is a yellow-green. Then we have Top It Off, which is a golden yellow shimmer. Sundown, which is a rusty brown. Rule Breaker, which is an olive green shimmer. And Cameo, which is a khaki green. And then with Smokey Soirée, we have Fired Up, which is a deep brick red. New in Town, which is a champagne shimmer. On the Rocks is a dark brown. Out and About is a gunmetal shimmer. And Midnight is a nice jet black. Alright you guys, so for today's look, I just decided to do the Smokey Soirée palette, so this one here. I'm just really excited to see what I can come up with this one. So I'm just going to prime my lids and we're going to get right into this tutorial. So this palette really doesn't have any true transition colors. So what I'm going to do is take my Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH32 brush, this really nice fluffy blender brush, and I'm going into the color Fired Up. I'll put a picture on the screen so you guys can see it. Now these Dose of Colors tends to be super pigmented, so I'm just going to go in with a light. Yeah, look at that already. So that's all I need. And I'm going to really just kind of work this color in and blow it out so it gives me a nice wash of color, even though it is a very deep and pigmented color. Just put in some work and blow it out. Oh, I forgot to mention, I used my Fenty primer and I didn't set it because I want the colors to be really kind of vibrant and as pigmented as possible. So alright, I like that. This color is just so pretty and it blends itself. So I did kind of focus in the transition area and then I made it a little bit deeper and a little bit more saturated on the outer part of the crease, so from here to here. So now I'm taking my Morphe E36, going back into the same color, and I'm going to start to just wrap this, punch it in really close to the lash line, all the way across the lower lash. Let me get closer. All the way to the inside. And then smoke it down and connect it to the top. And right now I'm just going to do a nice little wash of this color. I'm not really sure how smoky I'm going to make it, but for right now I know that I want this color to wrap around the entire eye. So for the next step, I'm taking my Dominique Cosmetics Crease Blur and going into the color On the Rocks. And I really want to deepen up this crease, starting on the outer V. And once you have the saturation where you want, blend it. And then when you have a little bit less on your brush, you're going to bring that color in. I like to angle my brush up a little bit so that I can get slightly higher than the crease but control it. And then you just go ahead and blend it in, just to give it a little bit more depth just on the outer V. Picking up my Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH42, this little bitty flat shader brush, going back into the same color, so on the rocks, and I'm going to focus this on the outer third of the lower lash. Just get a little bit of color on there first, connect it to the top. So the outer third actually go from mid-eye. And then just kind of blend it on down. So I switched off the color off of this Morphe E36, this small brush. I'm going back into the color Fired Up. And I'm going to run this. I just want it to be a little bit darker because I lost a little bit of that color. So I'm going to run it right along the bottom again. I'm using a really nice chocolate brown pencil, and it's by Melt. It's called Columbia, so this one here. And I'm going to use this as a base. So go ahead and just place this color all over the lid. And once you have it all over the lid, you can actually use a darker color too. But I'm going to use this one. So once you have it all across the lid, then you're just going to smudge it out. So with Columbia as a base on the lid, I'm actually going to take the same color and run it in my waterline on the lower lash all the way across and bring it down just a little bit on the outer third of the eye. So you're going to do that on both sides. This is just a really pretty brown because I want this to be a smoky eye, but not too intense. So I'm using the brown as opposed to like a black as a base. So now I'm taking my finger and I'm going into the color, sorry I'm looking at it, Out and About. And I'm going to place this all over the lid. And by doing the darker base, it really makes this color pop. Ooh, that's so pretty. I like it. I'm just going to go ahead and finish both eyes. The color is just beautiful. And I want to bring it a little bit, make it a little bit darker in the crease. So I'm going back into On the Rocks using my same Dominique Cosmetics crease blur brush. I'm just going to go in and darken up that transition. I'm sorry, not the transition. The crease just on the outer V and a little bit on the lid, so the outer third, and then blend that out. I really like how this is shaping up. Alright, so with my Morphe E35, I'm going into the Champagne Shimmer, which is called On the Rocks. I'm looking over there because I have it written down. It's just easier. And I'm going to use this as an inner corner highlight. Alright, so I have that one on my inner corner, and I'm actually going to go over that color with the gunmetal color. I'll show it on the screen. Let's see what that does. Ooh, I like it. Alright, I'm keeping it. Okay, you guys, so I'm going to do liner and lashes off camera, and I'll be right back. Alright, you guys, I'm back. So I did a couple things off camera. I used my Melt Cosmetics 1987 pencil. It's just a black pencil. And ran it along the top and smudged it just to give it a little bit more of a smokier effect, but not too much. All along the top. And then I took it actually in the waterline all the way across, but then focused from mid to the outer point of my eye and smudged it down just a little bit just to give it kind of more of a wing V type thing going on there. And I did actually go back into the palette to the New in Town, use that as a brow bone highlight. I'm not sure I'm loving it so much. Kind of just sort of looks like sparkle in the center. That could be completely user error. And then, what else did I do? Y'all, I stay with this liner. This is She's Bold by Patrick Ta. It's just a nice nude lip liner. For me, it's a nude lip liner. So I use that, and then ever since she dropped these two, I have been about to drop it. I did that in the beginning, but anyway, all over these two lip glosses. So I used caramel on top, and then I just put tan nude in the inside. So these are both by Natasha Denona. So I did that for my lips and did some mascara, and I'm all good. So what do I think about this palette? Y'all, I'm feeling this palette. I'm looking down because I'm going to drop the brush and show it to you while I talk about it. When I originally got these, I thought that I was going to do the cutting edge one, the green, because I love me some olive green smoky eyes. I just think it's the sexiest, most underrated color. But then when I swatched this one, I was like, ooh, this some stuff. I'm gonna do something with this one. And I love it. I love this palette. I think it just gives a nice sultry look to a smoky eye. It doesn't have to be black or brown. It just adds a little bit of oomph to it. Now when I did use this color here, I put it over the dark eye pencil, so I'm not quite sure if it would actually show up relatively the same if I didn't. I would imagine it won't. But that's part of the reason why I love this color so much. But I really, really, really enjoyed this palette. Just really quickly, Dose of Colors is just consistent. Like you know what you're gonna get with the quality. It hasn't veered far left or right with these 5-pan palettes for me. And it didn't disappoint with this one either. I didn't try Cutting Edge, but I did try this one, and I like it a lot. It's smooth, it's blendable. I love the color choices. I love the range that you can get in terms of a different type of smoky eye. So I give it a thumbs up. I would recommend this palette if you like this kind of look, or if you're looking for something in this range. And I haven't tried Cutting Edge again, so I can't really tell you much about that. But as far as this one, again, 2 thumbs up. Alright fam, so this is the final look. I really enjoyed doing this. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And then also on the screen somewhere over here, go ahead and hit the notification bell, subscribe to my channel, hit the like button again, you know, all that good stuff so we can just be together. I don't know how to end that one. Anyway, y'all, so please go ahead and do that. Also, head on over to my Instagram. I'm popping it up on the screen what it looks like. I really enjoy being creative on both platforms, and you're going to see a bit more variety with these looks on Instagram. All right, you guys, so thank you for giving me some time. As always, I really, really enjoy doing these videos for you guys. I appreciate the time you give me. So whatever time it is, morning, noon, or night for you, have a great day, you guys. Thanks. Bye.